I just want to get your reaction. I mean, Coney Barrett wrote that this universal injunction was conspicuously non-existent for most of our nation's history. Of course, here comes then President Trump. And Sauer really talked and hit it home in his oral argument, saying that these universal injunctions, and we'll put this up here, require judges to make rushed, high-stakes, low-information decisions. No longer. Your reaction?
Yes, indeed. And there is no precedent for these judges being able to do this. A district judge has the case before them and the district in which they serve. So the Supreme Court was right to tamp this down and to say, no, decisions of that magnitude belong to the Supreme Court, not to a single district judge. It was appropriate, and this is such a huge victory, not only for President Donald Trump, but also for the men and women of this country who voted for President Trump and for his agenda. And activist judges on the bench have stepped in and have tried to block this agenda from taking place. So a big win for the American people and the Trump administration.
And from your vantage point, too, you're not just in Washington. You were on the streets recently. It's incredible video you shared with us here. You were with ICE outside of Nashville, Senator Blackburn. We just heard from Pam Bondi talking about the number of gang members being pulled off the streets. I want to share some of the images where you were there. Tell us what it was like as you rode there and you saw their day in, day out operations.
Yes, indeed. And General Bondi and Kash Patel have both talked about the numbers, the thousands of criminal illegal aliens that have been apprehended. And my opportunity to visit with the ICE team in Nashville to hear from them, they've actually apprehended 554 criminal illegal aliens since they began their work in May. And to also hear about the threats that they face. And there is a 500% increase in attacks on them since all of these ICE raids began. And also you've seen some of our elected officials like the mayor of Nashville and his team that were actually doxing these federal law enforcement agents and making their information and their operations public, putting that information out. So hearing from them about that, seeing how they are surveilling these criminals and the work they're doing to get them removed from communities, there is no one that wants someone from Tren de Aragua or MS-13 moving into their apartment complex or into their community. They do not want criminals, drug traffickers, sex traffickers, child molesters, murderers, rapists, robbers moving into their neighborhood. They want these individuals removed. So we getting to see that firsthand.
I bet it was incredible. And you talked about, you know, the doxing and what is happening in Tennessee. I do want to talk about one vote that's happening in the Senate today, and that is Tim Kaine of Virginia, the Democrat, the vote on limiting President Trump and the war powers. You know, this is an incredible week. We started with a ceasefire. He's gone to the Netherlands. He's come back. Now we have these Supreme Court rulings. The fact that this is even being pushed, now, of course, they need 51 votes. What's your message to those in Congress, specifically in the Senate, who are trying to push this measure when there's so much advancement for the Middle East this week in the past few days? Senator Blackburn.
Bianca, we had a great briefing yesterday. It was a secure briefing. And Secretary Rubio, Secretary Hegseth, General Kaine laid out exactly how they approach this, the information given to the president, his decision as commander-in-chief, the way the military moved forward with exacting precision on executing this attack. It was a targeted attack. The president was within his authority to do it. The Democrats want another exercise in futility, and that is what they're doing with the War Powers resolution that we'll vote on at 6 o'clock Eastern Time.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.